Well, welcome back everybody. Today we're gonna do something that we have not done in a while. Take a little tour around the property and go do a little bit of firewood inventory. It was actually 59 degrees here this morning in North Florida. Fall is in the air. I'm actually wearing a long coat for once, well, a flannel shirt, which is about to come off. It's warming up, but man, fall is here. I'm so excited about firewood. We need to go check a few things. We've had a lot of bad thunderstorms this summer, and I really don't have a clue what's going on out there in the woods. Hey man, what you got? A leaf? You eat anything you can get in your mouth, don't you? So Tiffany and I try to take the dogs for a little ride around the property almost every afternoon, but one place we never go because it's so rough is our trails out in the woods. So it's been quite a while since I looked. And we had so much lightning this spring and summer with bad thunderstorms. I already know we've lost some trees, but I need to go look out in the woods and see what's going on. Stuff like that, I gotta get out of the trail. All right, top blown out right there. And I already know I have a tree down up here. It's been down for months. We need to get after it. Actually, I see a whole nother tree down. Go have fun. This is also Ruger's first experience out here in the woods. So the trail is just littered with trees that are down like this. This big tree right here is going to be really fun to get to. So this big tree fell down last spring whenever a thunderstorm blew it over, and as you can see, it's hung up here. That's going to make it quite dangerous to get down. It's also down here, fell on a huge, what we call lightered stump. I want to make sure I save that wood. That's fat wood lightered. Really, really good stuff for starting fires. And the tree goes on out there in the swamps. Typically, this area is underwater, but we haven't had a whole lot of rain the last few weeks. You can see the water is right there, the edge. And it's kind of receding back. Got another big lightered stump over there. What you see, boy? Come on. What you see? So that's a lot of firewood right there. So how I like to get my firewood is, I've had people ask, I do not come out at all and cut down green trees. I love my trees. I don't want to cut them down, but I love firewood too and fires. We have a fire almost every single afternoon from this time of year all the way into next spring. But Mother Nature does a good enough job of damaging trees for me that I never have to go after a green tree. If I see damage or rot, a top blown out, anything like that, yes, I'll take one down. But typically, like this one, I didn't even know this was on the ground. This was not on the ground a couple of weeks ago. Mother Nature took care of this for me. Ruger, come on, buddy. Come on, Ruger. He's like, man, all these new sights and smells. Look at all them sticks you can play with. I know you like a good stick. What you think about that stick? You like that stick? Yeah, it's probably too big for you, ain't it? Well, you can have that stick. So let's go over here and see what happened. Looks like we must have had rot at the base of this tree. And by the way, y'all see all the bare spots, how the leaves are just raked out? That is all turkeys. They're coming out here picking up acorns and everything else they can get. So yeah, quite obvious this tree had a hollow cavity in the base. There wasn't much good wood holding it up. That's why it snapped and went down. And you can see all the limbs up top still have the brown leaves on them. So that lets me know a lot of this tree is actually good, minus this little rotten section down here. So this will make a ton of firewood right here. Just got to get out here and get it salvaged up. So I know we've had a lot of new people join the channel, and y'all probably don't go back and watch a lot of the older videos, but you should. There's a ton of them on there. So quick little recap, I built a trail system through the woods out here. Whenever I bought this property a few years ago, come and hand cleared all this, basically chainsawed it down, turned it all into firewood. We have trails that go through everywhere. We have about probably 30 acres of woods, counting the pine trees that I planted up front. Now all out here is about 3 acres, 2 to 3 acres of what I call a duck pond. It's just an old shallow, about 1 foot or less, just flooded duck pond. Just a low swampy area, and typically we'll have wood ducks and stuff coming here at certain times of the year. And here's where my trail goes through the swamp. Looks like a tree's blown down in it on the other end. And I don't really feel like four-wheel driving today, so we're gonna make a trip all the way back around to where that trail comes in on this side. Alright, so here is an area that, man, at least it's close to the edge of the field where I can kind of work some of it. But I lost a lot of trees. It looks like we had one really bad lightning bolt and it took out a lot of trees with one strike. Alright, so it's pretty obvious the lightning struck this tree. I see the big scar down the side there where it blew the bark off. Here's the crazy part. So, man, oh man. So many odd knots and limbs in this tree. I can turn it into firewood. It's going to be difficult. There isn't hardly a straight piece in it other than right here. So this is the one that got struck. Bark blew off everywhere up there. I can drop that one out here. But look at all of these dead trees over here. Either this lightning bolt was powerful enough and split off and got these, or we somehow got lightning to strike twice, which everybody says doesn't happen. So this is a bummer. That's a big tree. Look at that. So this tree is dead. This tree is also dead. This maple tree, completely dead. Actually, it looks like it got struck too. It's split open all right there. You see the lightning scars on it. And there's a lightning scar on this tree. So we must have had some weird lightning bolt that split off and just knocked all these trees out. They all died about the same time. And I called it a maple tree, y'all. Magnolia tree. Magnolia. I don't even know how I can get to all these trees. Even if I drop them over there, it's gonna be about impossible to pull them out. And I don't wanna kill my trees to get in here, so we're gonna have to get this figured out. Hey, don't you get too close to that water. Get on no moccasin. Don't go out there. So check that out. Another big fat lightered stump. Another big lightered stump. And one over here. Wish I could get somebody in with a little mini excavator to come pull all these for me. There's a lot of wood and there's a lot more down on the ground that you can't see. And this is a bummer to see, but our huge yellow pines are known to be absolute lightning rods. I have a gigantic one in there that just got struck. Really don't know if I can get this one out of here safely, and you're about to see why. A lot of people haven't really seen this part of our property, but I don't know how the little GoPro shows it. That is 20, 25, maybe 30 feet down. This is a huge pit that goes all out there, and you see the water in it? They used to clay mine this property. Not a whole lot of clay around here, and our property is one of the few spots with it. They'd come mine it out and use it for construction purposes. And that yellow pine, I can't even reach my arms around, is right there. That thing's well over 100 foot tall, because you got to look, it's 20, at least 20 foot down there in the hole, and goes all the way up to there. I don't think I can safely cut that one. And there's a tremendous amount of firewood in that. Pine is perfectly okay to use for outside fire pits like we burn. Yeah, there's just no way I can safely drop that tree. And obviously I can't get down in this huge hole, get those chunks out. That's a shame. I can see the lightning strike all the way up the side, so that wood isn't any good for a sawmill either. So let's connect to the other part of this trail that comes out up here where we couldn't go because the woods are flooded. Come here. Okay, so this trail continues to go on around this way, and there's that big swamp area I was telling you about. We just came from that direction, and all out there is that big open food plot area. Starting to get a lot of winds off of Hurricane Ian. Everything's blowing around in here, but it looks like the storm is gonna miss us. So what a lot of people also do not know is we have a legitimate pond on the property. We have tons of clay pits all throughout the woods where they clay and mine 50, 60, 75 years ago, I don't know how long ago, and they hold water, but this is an actual pond here, although it's quite grown up. I've always thought about putting a dock on it, but I've only seen it hold fish a few times. Now it's so choked out with weeds and everything, not a whole lot you can do with it. So this pond out here actually fills up, spills through the property back this way, goes to that other duck pond that I called it, fills up, goes under a culvert, across the dirt road, and then over to a neighbor that has a really big sog and pond. So the pond was just up to here. Again, we've not had rain in a few weeks. You can see it's pulled all the way back over to here. Hey, Ruger, come this way. Come over here and take a look, and this will give you an idea of how choked out it is. It has lily pads and all out there in it. There's some clear edge, but this is actually about as grown up as I've ever seen it. Just has way too much weeds and stuff in it. Oh goodness, here's another big laddered stump. I wish I had a little mini excavator. I might ought to go rent one for a while and come out in the woods and just pluck all these out. That might be a fun little series. See how much I can rent a little excavator for a couple of days. Come out here and start plucking all this very valuable fat laddered wood.